Hello, this is NPR. I am now one with the universe.
You're listening to 91.7 The Edge, WSUW Whitewater.
It's Record Store Day.
Hey, it's Guinness World
It's
Record
Guinness
Day.
World Record Day.
We're back.
We're back. It's now it's a special episode of Between the Songs.
Now that's what I call
songs.
Now, we
Yeah,
don't
we
have
can't
access to
have
that
the-
right now.
the-
We're playing some real vinyl on the show today.
Yes, we are. How does your theme song go? Because I could.
So
I could do
it goes. Now that's what I call heavy dance music.
Yeah.
Ooh,
okay.
Ooh, that's got like a little bit of a.
All right, so you're back. Now that's what I call now.
Sean's here. You've noticed a third voice. It's our friend Sean. Our
Hi.
friend Sean is here.
guys.
Yeah,
Our
because
friend
he's
Sean.
part of the wonderful show Spinnin It, and they're doing a 24-hour thing for Guinness World Record Day.
Yeah, they're spinning around in a circle for 24 hours straight for
It's
the world
really,
record.
it's really great. Wouldn't it be great if I actually was spinning around? Because it would sound like this, talking to you guys. It would be great.
Wow, that was
You
some good
would.
practical effects. Are you a Foley artist?
I am a Foley. Well, I'm really dizzy.
Oh,
after
look,
that.
someone
Wow.
just put the
I'm
head in through the
super
door.
dizzy.
It's the other co-host of Spinning It.
Spinnin
What up?
It.
You wanna say the word?
Yeah, that's the effect
It's
I
John
wanted.
it is.
Gagner.
Yes.
He was also
How
spinning.
you doing? How you doing? How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
You
Great.
know, good.
All right.
We're gonna do some would you rather questions. You wanna
Good.
let's lead it off, John.
Okay.
Here, you wanna ask?
Oh
one?
wow, really?
We're
jump
going
right
into
in?
We're just gonna jump right
Here
into
we
it.
go.
Let's jump right into it.
All right. So the first one, would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren? This one's more stuff for you, too, because Kyle's already answered
Ancestors.
this one. You want to meet your ancestors, okay?
Well, okay, so my
What?
family, I feel like is really cool. I was,
What about the ones that were, like, probably super racist?
I don't know.
Ooh,
Because
no,
that's a
not
thing
that
once you
part.
get a little
It
bit
is
further
true.
back.
It is a thing. It is a thing. But whatever.
Yeah,
I
that's-
thought
that's
like
a
my
fair point.
my grandpa was cool. Both my grandpas were cool.
That's
And,
good. That's
like,
good.
How race? Can you please tell for the audience how racist they were?
I don't know.
You don't. Hopefully not very.
On a scale from 1 to 10, if you had to put a number on it.
I have no idea.
Um,
But like German, I have a German family.
Okay, that's all you need to say. Okay, it's understood. What's the Sean? Did you answer?
I would go in the future because I feel like there's so many things that can have you look into the past.
What
and,
about
like,
how racist they are?
Well, no.
How racist you'll be is the problem.
No, I don't even want to.
Yeah, see, you're gonna meet your
necessarily.
future
I'm your great,
grandkids
great
and be very problematic.
grandpa. What's up, guys? And like, oh, you were the worst.
Yeah.
Racist grandpa.
Can we just like think of Sean as an actual terrible person when he's actually a great person?
Oh,
but-
stop it! I saw a quote one day, or yeah, it
Man,
was.
I remember the
it
day
was,
I
you can
first saw a quote.
when I first saw a quote,
You
it
know
was great.
that one quote.
When I chopped down the cherry tree.
Hey,
no,
there's a question about that.
There's
Anyway.
Are you serious? No, but I saw a quote where it was you have to be nice to everybody because you can only be mean to somebody once and then you're mean for the rest of your life for that person. So I always am nice to people no matter what because like I want to leave a good impression because like it's a life, you know, like it's one life. You gotta YOLO, am I right? Wow.
What's the next
Would
one?
you rather
I would
have a
see-
rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like I would want to say rewind because I screw up a lot in a lot of things, and I try to figure out like what's the best thing to say. There's a Netflix movie about that. I forget what it was called, but it was with Adam Devine from Workaholics, and he keeps on going back in time to try to get with this one girl because like she's the
Oh,
one and she's
yep.
perfect and
I
stuff like
remember
that. But like I feel like there's so many moments where you just pause and just kind of like let it happen because like you know you could really screw up your relationships and like screw with the time continuum if you do.
you don't wanna
rewind
mess
stuff.
with
I don't want
that.
to do that. I really don't want to do that.
My thought would be pause to like give myself more time to like to think about stuff and then like in the future wanting to rewind may not be as big of an issue because some things that are more time sensitive or something.
Get
you
it
know,
right the first
have
time.
More
true.
time, yeah.
It's true.
Exactly. And you know who you are when you're older too. Like right now.
Wait, who am I?
No, I seriously I
Wait,
still have no
what is
idea.
this?
What is this?
Kyle.
I
It's
don't know what this
91.7 The Edge,
Yeah.
WCW Whitewater.
WSUW Whitewater. Thank you, Kyle. So I feel like it's about a bunch of insecurity. Also, Clock Stoppers? Anybody see that movie?
Click with
my
Adam
goodness. Yes, that's the only Adam Sandler movie that I know. Honestly, I don't know.
It's the only
any
Adam
other thing.
Sandler movie he knows.
That's the only
All right,
movie.
the next one. Would you rather win the lottery
Would you rather do cocaine with Adam Sandler or with no?
Or win the lottery.
or with your great grandchildren?
Nope.
Would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long?
How big? Oh, you can't like ask other questions with that though. Like you can't ask like how big is a.
Yeah,
No,
just
don't do that.
I mean, just assume it's a good one.
It's assume it's a good. Okay, because like people measure their life in different ways. So I want to say the lottery. I really do because like you hear all those like weird stories where it's like people who can live forever and there's like, oh, my friends are dead and like
Push
that
me
one-
to the edge.
push
All my
me to
friends
the
are
edge,
dead.
yes.
Speaking of which, coming soon, we might have a sit-down discussion with Connor Moore about Lil Uzi Vert. It's going to be very fun.
Oh, that's
Okay,
on our
okay.
show, as in like next
I'm plugging it. I'm
Next
plugging the
week.
future. It's a future
Tuesday
plug.
night, 10 to midnight. Listen to Now That's What I Call Now.
We're going to talk about Lil Uzi Vert.
Shameless
Yeah.
plug. Shameless plug. The question is, would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long?
Oh, let's go living twice as long.
You sure you want to
He was
do that?
confident about
Yeah,
that.
I
You
just
really want to be
yeah.
180 years old,
I'll be 180 years old.
I mean,
looking
you-
like
you
a
would be-
pile of
Time.
dirt.
Hey,
You know, see, right
You'd
now
break
I'm
the
sitting
Guinness
here-
World Record for the oldest person, and then you could like that's what today's about. Is
yeah,
Guinness
today's
World
all
Record.
about world records.
So I'm sitting here just thinking like I could walk the Appalachian Trail, but you know I got like a 15-year window to do it, maybe.
yeah, but
15 to
now
20
you
year
need
window.
to, you
But
can't
now-
retire until you're
Until like I'm 120.
160.
So I mean, gives me more time to do things, you know.
Speaking of which, I just saw recently there's news that someone in Chile lived to 122 that just
Yeah, I
recently
saw that.
died.
Whoa.
He was born in 1896.
Was that
100 years
was
before
that the
me.
woman in Coco? Was that?
No,
yeah,
it's-
I remember that too.
That's a different one. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you gonna say? I cut you off.
No, it's
Remember?
if I live twice as long, I feel like I'm on that like heart attack at 45 part. So
Yeah,
like
so
if
it
I live
doesn't
twice as
matter.
long,
It
it's
won't- it
90.
won't
So
matter.
it won't even matter at that point. So
just means you live a average life
yeah,
rather than a heart attack at 45.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I mean I'm on the way.
Ooh, this one was the one I was talking about for the cherry tree. Would you rather meet George Washington or the current president?
That's a tough question. Well, so George Washington will be alive and well at this point.
We're gonna go ahead and assume
Washington in
yes.
his prime.
In his prime. Okay.
Let's say right after the crossing of the Delaware.
Oh, so he's like ready. You know,
He's
in it.
just killed a few people.
I don't know if Oh man, it'd be an honor for the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I
are
mean-
you disrespecting?
No, see, I feel like if
future U.S. Army
you met the current, you'd walk up and you'd be like, "Why?
Hey, bud, what's going on?
What are you doing?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So probably George. I mean, because like, you could meet him.
Yeah, but you gonna bring up the slaves thing?
Ooh, yeah.
See, that complicates it a little.
That does complicate it.
You know, Donald Trump's pretty bad, but he didn't have slaves.
He didn't have slaves.
That's true.
And so you got to think
Ooh.
about that.
very.
He's got
he just has
gold
a very
buildings.
bad
It complicates things a bit.
structure for his current employees.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I don't
does
endorse
pay them.
slavery. That's for sure. Next question.
all right. Would you rather work more hours per day but fewer days, or work fewer hours per day but more days?
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's one of the questions.
It
Answer it.
depends on what I'm working
No,
on.
answer it now.
Okay. Well, if it's my dream job, I would want to work a lot for that. But at the same time, if it's not, more days, less hours.
Okay.
As someone that did
I have no work ethic, is what I'm trying to say.
I did a 4-day-a-week, 10-hour day thing
Yeah.
as a custodian.
No, thanks.
It got me.
Yeah.
It got me good.
Oh, you're saying like just throughout the week, but have more days later on,
Right?
No, you
Isn't
said
that what the
less
question's
days.
asking? Isn't
Okay,
it kind of like you're either working
You
like
said more hours, but
10
less
hours
days.
So-
day
so-
for 4 days,
yeah,
or
assume
like
10
a
hour days for 4
6-hour
days,
day for
or
7
yeah,
days,
Yeah.
or 6 days, or
Or
whatever.
Oh.
like shorter hours but more days, or more hours but less days.
Yeah, I'm not gonna switch my answer. That's,
Okay.
Yeah. shorter hours, more days.
Would you rather be Batman or Spider-Man?
Ooh, oh my gosh.
One of them is a teenage boy.
Would you
the other one's
rather
a
be-
billionaire.
Yeah, would you rather be rich? Would you rather be filthy rich or be
Or
a
a
little
mutant
baby
teenage
boy?
A little angsty teenage boy.
Yeah, a little mutant boy.
I feel like there's no buildings to swing around town here. Like it's just
Yeah,
like
no, Whitewater's
small
not
towns.
really the place for
I would have to
Spider-Man.
move. Like I would have to
Well,
move.
you
and
just
I'd have to-
fling yourself far enough with your Spidey abilities, and then you're in a town.
Yeah, but like there's all these cool gadgets. Like I wouldn't be the one making the gadgets if I was Batman.
You
though.
got to meet your
It's
Iron
true.
Man.
I got to yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about Spider-Man. I was getting all messed up.
Alfred is Iron Man though. Actually, that's the new canon.
Oh,
That's the new comic book canon. Yeah, man. Probably Spider-Man to be honest with you. I like swinging.
Yeah, and Spider-Man just seems like a way more fun person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He just seems happier.
Batman's
that's
just
true.
angsty. You know, that comic's all about like mental disorders.
Yeah, well, his
and
parents
It
stuff.
did
is.
die,
It
so
is.
there's that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, if you choose
That's not true,
Batman,
is
we
it?
will go and murder your parents.
That's not true.
But if you choose Spider-Man, we'll go and murder your
Your
uncle.
uncle. And your parents are already gone. So
they
it's,
gone.
it's another one on top.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
But you're younger, so like I won't screw you up that much. You know?
Just enough.
Batman was young.
No,
Just
for sure.
enough for the plot.
Just enough for the plot. Exactly. Next question.
Sure, right. Okay, would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or on a broken elevator?
I have been stuck on a broken ski lift. Not that much fun, but I was like right when you're about to go. Like it was safe enough where I could like jump off and
Oh,
be
nice.
okay. So I jumped off and I was fine. I'm very claustrophobic. So
not the elevator. Yeah.
No, can't do it.
At least with the ski lift, if it breaks enough that it fully breaks, you get to experience the falling. The elevator,
Yeah.
if it fully breaks, you don't know. You're just in a box going down a tube.
Well,
Yeah.
you definitely feel it change.
Well, yeah,
You
but
feel
like
like
It's
you're
like
not
a
gonna
little
you're not gonna know when
drop.
you know if you're in a 30-story building,
Drop.
you're gonna be like, how
Drop it.
it's going.
Is this whole podcast? Would you rather? I'm okay with it.
We
It
had
is.
an episode where it worked, and so we're
Yeah, just
we're
keep going with
exhausting
it.
it
We
until
toss
it
I'm
gets
okay
old.
with it.
Yeah,
I'm
until it
just-
gets old. It's probably
Okay.
gonna be this episode is probably when it's old.
Yeah, because of me. I get it.
After this, we'll probably change up the format a little bit.
That's fine. Can't be the same forever.
Would you rather go to a movie or to dinner alone?
Ooh.
There's
like I've-
nothing wrong with either. We need to change the stigma around this.
I feel like if you worked hard that week, you're gonna want to do both.
Yeah,
honestly.
why not?
Dinner and a movie.
No shame.
No shame.
Treat
I'd
yourself.
rather go to a movie alone because then nobody can see my sadness in the dark.
But what if you're
That's just a
happily
true
going
story
out and
right
getting
there.
food?
I feel like I've done the food thing a little bit more for sure, but like it's a nice meal. But I've never been to a movie alone, so I want to try that. I
Same.
think.
I have eaten alone.
Yeah, I've always eaten alone. Always. I'm just used to it. Who can say whether? All right, go on.
You got a good one?
No.
Oh, it was a bad.
No.
Let's do one more here.
I better find a good one, huh? I got.
So, what are you guys doing today? I don't think we've discussed it yet.
No.
Spinning it.
So-
it's right now
Spinning
just
It?
for
Did you
context
put the G on there?
Spinning it.
Spinning.
on
Spinning.
April 21st,
Yes.
2018.
We started.
Record Store Day.
Yes, it's almost been 12 hours of us here in the studio.
On air for 12 hours.
On
And you're
air.
going from 7 a.m.
7?
Saturday
Yep.
to 7 a.m. Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is our third year in a row doing it.
Do you take naps?
I don't
Oh,
because
I
I
see how it
can't
is.
do it, and then the next morning is just real nice for me
Uh-huh.
because I take most of the day to just kind of recharge, and it's to the point where like my sleep schedule isn't as screwed up. But I have been one to fall asleep right before. That was our first year. Was right before the 24 hours was up. I was just laying on the couch in the radio lounge, and I fell asleep.
Whoops.
It was bad because like I had never done like a full all nighter before. And
I've
last
only
year,
done it once, and I was like 10 years old,
I've done it
and
a
I
few times.
10
hallucinated
years
the next
old.
day.
Really?
It was a sleepover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure.
We played Star Fox Assault, if you've ever played that game for the
Ooh, I've
GameCube.
never played
I was
that.
destroying everyone at the party, and they were very mad at me.
Oh, no.
And then we were up all night playing it, and then the whole next day, I just saw images of it flashing through my brain. It was
That's crazy.
bad. It was not good.
So crazy.
I've not stayed up all night since.
Yeah, I don't recommend it,
Yeah.
especially when you're like older,
Uh-huh.
because it just feels like your body's like, what? Dude, come on, man. We've been doing this for 23 years already. Like, you got to get back in the cycle of things. So, I don't know. It's fun.
You
We
found
get to
it-
play classic rock and stuff like that. So, thank you guys for like coming in and doing this.
Yeah.
It's great.
Speaking of which, we're going to be
Thank
playing the
you.
Lumineers.
Yes, we are. in
John's
just
got
a little bit.
like a lot of vinyl. And
Mostly
so we were like,
classic
John,
rock.
take out something newer.
Yes.
that fits
Because our
format."
show is called Now That's What I Call. Now.
I
There
was
you go.
going to bring some vinyl, but I forgot it at my house because I'm stupid.
Oh, that's okay.
But John's got more than enough vinyl to share a little.
Absolutely.
All right, this is the last one I've
Okay,
got. I'm
sure.
not happy with any of the rest of these, but this is the best one I can find. Would you rather have to sew all your clothes or grow your own food?
Ooh, I feel like growing my own food's healthier and it'll push me to be a better cook. So that one for sure.
But that's like a full-time job.
Yeah, and the weather's not that great here for growing food and stuff like that.
And at least with sewing your clothes, it sounds like you could buy the fabric. You just need to put it together.
You need clothes
Ooh,
every
you're starting
day.
from crash. From
crash.
crash. From crash.
No,
From
you
scratch.
start from scratch. Yeah, man.
For me, it's the clothes.
Yeah, you want to sew your own clothes?
Yeah.
You put your own custom.
You can
K
never
on
eat
everything?
out again.
I don't like that.
You're a full-time farmer.
No, you could eat out again.
Full-time
You just have to
farmer.
go farm the food yourself.
Yeah.
Full-time
Butcher-
Farmer is
butcher
my
the meat if you'd
favorite
like to.
Primus album.
Walk into the restaurant with just a cornucopia. I brought some food. Can you make this for
Can
me?
you please? I don't have a
And
microwave.
it's
in my
McDonald's,
home.
and they're like, "What?"
What?
Why is the M upside down?
Wumbo.
Wumbo. Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, yeah, for sure the clothes. For sure.
I feel like with the clothes, you would have your first few items look really bad, but
Yeah,
then
but you'll
you know
get
once
better.
once
You'll
you've
get
made it a
way
few
better.
times, you get a
And
lot
you
better.
know what's the downside? You're going to be naked. You're not going to starve to death.
it's true.
You,
No, but
you
you
mess
could
up the
freeze.
But
farming.
no shoot, no shirt, no shoes, no service.
That's
you can't
true
do
too.
that.
Ooh, you gotta make your own shoes.
What is blankets? You got
Shoes are
blankets?
difficult.
Just get a rubber band and a piece of cardboard, and that's a pair of shoes.
Shoes done. Couple of rubber bands, you can turn that into a flip
I
flop.
feel like those are the new Yeezys this year. 500. No. But anyway, yeah, that's about it.
The Yeezy Band
The
3000.
Yeezy Band 3000s.
Very excited for their
Sure.
release.
Rubber bands, y'all.
You could just 3D print your shoes.
Ooh, technology, yay!
Hey, it's 91.7 The Edge, WSCW Whitewater. We're going to get into the music
Let's go. Yeah, you
on,
want
on this special episode.
to? You want to?
Yeah, let's play the music.
You guys want to
Okay.
do that now?
And then we'll be back after that, and we'll wrap things up on this special episode of Between the Songs.
Yep. Wrap things up.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I'm a dad. I'm not.
No, you're
Let's
I'm a
start
dad.
some.
I'm not.
Let's start some Lumineers. This is a side one of their album, The Lumineers.
do we got Hey Ho on this? Or Hey Ho? Ho
Yes,
hey?
we do.
Hey Ho, hey ho, hey.
Ho Hey E-I-E-I-O.
It looks like it's the fourth song on that point.
It's the fifth song.
fifth song. Wow, they got a lot of songs on that
I
song.
got- I
songs
got
on
some
this song.
fun.
Hope you enjoy it. It's Record Store Day, 91.7 The Edge. We're going to have some fun here. See ya.
Wow. Beautiful.
It's
Wow.
91.7 The Edge, WCW.
We're back.
We're back with you
Now
guys
that's
are
what I
the
call now.
host. You guys are
Now
the
Yeah,
that's
host.
what I
we're-
call now. Also between the songs.
For the second half of the song, since it's Record Day, we're talking about records, we're talking about vinyl. We're bringing in local vinyl
I thought we were talking about
expert.
Guinness World Records. Anyway, let's move on from
We're
that.
talking
joke.
about local vinyl enthusiast John Gagner about the changing
You say his name wrong all the time.
Gagner. How do you say it correctly? Gagner.
Gagner.
It's more French sounding.
Gagner.
That's totally. I don't even know.
Oui,
what-
oui.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gagner.
It means winter
Oh,
in French.
so are you dying now that the winter's over? Do you
No,
feel?
like winter?
Oh, winter.
Yeah,
They
winter.
said winter.
Like winning things.
So wow, that's quite the
Charlie
legacy.
Sheen is related to him. Actually.
Yeah, Sheen is actually winner in German.
It's 91.7 The Edge, as I said. We're talking about
91.7 The Edge.
We're talking about
91.7 The Edge. Here on 91.7 The Edge.
Let's just keep talking about it.
Hey, by the way, if you guys want to talk to us about any sort of vinyl or anything like that, we do have a station number here. If you do want to call in, if you have any requests that we have on vinyl, we can probably figure that out.
That's 262-472-1312. 262-472-1312. 262-472-1312.
That's it. That was the
Why do you think vinyl's become so much more popular than it ever has? Why is it having a resurgence? What's your take, John?
You know, I don't know. I think people.
This is that has been everything from vinyl expert John.
Thank you, John.
I think people just want that old feel again. They want things to be harder, you know? Life's too easy.
Would you say? See, for me, I think a lot of it has to do is because now with streaming, which is arguable, I think it's unarguable at this point. It is the new medium. It is what people listen to music through now. People want to own the music physically still, and the coolest way to physically own music is vinyl.
Yeah,
it's way cooler than a CD.
Records. Today was Record Store Day, and
wait, since when?
It's Guinness World Record Day.
When?
So more than half of the records that I get now, even old bands like re-releases of Rush and all that kind of stuff, they all have a little tiny slip of paper hidden in the sleeve. It's like, here's your digital download of this album.
Just in case.
So it's like, some people just buy it just to have the record and be like, I have vinyl. You have plastic. But, but still, it's a cool thing to have.
That's a thing Kyle and I have talked about on our show, too. We were wondering if kind of the change in what you do for vinyl is it's sort of seen more as merch nowadays than it is as like the actual way of absorbing the music, because it's a way to support the band that you want to support. We might have to toss in some music.
Someone's calling in here on 91.7. You wanna, John? You wanna answer that a little off camera there?
Off camera.
You know, off audio camera. We'll just keep running with it. We won't hear him. It's 91.7 The Edge. We're busy. Wow, we're getting calls.
We're busy. We're getting calls. It's pretty awesome.
What does that caller ID say? Say that loud on air. No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't do that.
It's 91.7 The Edge. I think streaming is the new thing. It's going to stay for a while. I like it. I would not be able to listen to half of the stuff that I'm listening to now if it wasn't for streaming, because what it let me do is, like, I was listening to Nirvana, and I was like, Nirvana's cool. And then I was like, related artists. Minor Threat? That's cool. Like them. Bad Brains. Then I went through all of punk's history.
Yeah, for sure.
It lets you learn more about the past than you ever could before, because you used to have to go into a record shop and, like, ask to, like, play it in the shop, or you'd need to buy it to just listen to it.
It's not the guy at the shop saying, like, if you like this, you know, we also check out. It's something literally telling you, like, other people listen to this, and it's like other people in my community or like other people in general, and you know, there's playlists that they make on there where it's like, we found your music on this playlist. We think that you would like this playlist, and then you play the playlist, and you're like, oh my goodness, there's so much more new music that I can listen to now, and it's all on the go. A record player is very much, it's stationary.
It's in the one
you
spot.
cannot move it, and I think it's just it's that new convenience for everybody where they have the computer in their pocket. Why not put some songs on that little computer and like connect it to with the headphones and everything like that? But I understand why vinyl and plastic have become the new things to listen on, because it's connecting with the culture back then, I think, and people don't just sit around and listen to music anymore. Really, it's just like they're all in their own little world in their own little headphones. Whereas if you have a good speaker set and you got some great friends who want to share that experience with you, you know, like I know people who like wait to listen to a full album, and like they sit down together and listen to it, and they're like, oh yeah, that's good, you know, write that down, or like that's such a good idea, like I can't believe you did that, and you know, and they still use their phones to like look up, like, you know, this lyric means this for something like that. So the phone and the streaming has added a lot more. Like there's the behind the lyrics thing on
Yeah.
the streaming
Good old
services.
Genius.
Yes, Genius and stuff like that. And just like for the fun facts, you're like, oh, I never knew that before. Like that's really cool. You wouldn't know that unless you talk to literally an expert.
Right.
You know, who
the people who wrote it.
the people exactly the people who wrote it, or you would read that in like a different magazine cover
Man,
thing.
the lines
So
are ringing off the hook.
it's off the hook over here. So I'm just I can see where the streaming is going in the future. Like that's like the number one thing. But at the same time, people who still enjoy music and that experience, they're gonna want to listen to those records.
Yeah.
So another trend is people are getting more into tape, like cassette tapes. Because like 90s people like Mac DeMarco, like they essentially record like to make their stuff sound like it's on tape because they're huge like 90s fans.
Sure.
I think that's also interesting. I think it's the same dynamic as buying vinyl.
I actually brought that up to my mom recently. She said, I hate it. It's gross because tape. She said tape never sounded good.
Yeah,
she
no,
didn't like how it sounded.
Really?
But it is a style of how you record music,
Yeah, like-
and so it can sound completely different than what it would on a record or on a CD or whatever, maybe, or on the streaming service. So I totally understand why people might.
Yeah,
want to bring
I
that
could
up.
see listening to Nevermind on a lossless audio file that's like crystal clear is a lot different than putting a Nevermind on a tape cassette into your car.
But that's that convenience thing where it's like
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like, do you guys know the band Tool? at all?
Yeah.
My dad is very much this, like, he listens to classic rock and like that's it. That's all I knew about him. And then I went looking in our stereo stuff and it's just tapes and tapes of Tool and Primus and all these
Nice.
bands. And I'm like, Dad, huh? Like, what? I don't know you. I don't know who you are. And he said, oh yeah, I listened to, and I was like, he's like, as he's like in a dress shirt on his Bluetooth headset, kind of everything like that.
And the flight's delayed?
Yeah, literally. The flight's like, oh, how am I gonna? Okay, and then he's just like, oh, but like that's like what you did. Like that was on the go music, and like I remember with my little CD player, I would walk around and I'd just listen to the same album over and over and over again because.
And then you'd get up too
can't-
fast or bump the CD player
Yes,
and skip.
It'd skip, and you're just like, well, okay, I guess I'll listen to this song again. It's no big deal. Yeah, it's just I think it's honestly a matter of convenience, like shuffling.
Oh,
First
yeah.
of all, like,
Yeah.
huh? Like that's a new concept for people still.
Make
Toss
it,
that
yeah,
on a record.
just boom, playlist. Of
Playlist.
100 different songs from like 3 different decades.
Yeah.
And I can just shuffle it so it's different every time I listen to it.
I come home to my mom cleaning the house just completely, and she's got her everything on shuffle. And every time a new song comes on, my mom's like, "Oh, this takes me back. Oh my goodness!" As she's cleaning the house and everything, and that's another experience where I'm just like, I don't know this song, and she's like lip syncing it and everything like that. That's something that she didn't have. She had we went through and the record players, and she's like, I stole my brother's Led Zeppelin from him because I really wanted to listen to it, and then he bought another copy because he thought he'd lost it. And my mom is like, hey, I got it, like, she's like, come on, So those are those stories that I guess carry on to today's music and people who listen and consume music. So.
Okay, to wrap this up,
Yes.
last question.
Last question.
What's going to come after streaming? Or is there anything, can anything be more convenient than streaming?
8-track.
8-track. Let's run the gambit. Let's go back to tapes. Let's go back to everything.
I can't think of any, like, streaming seems like it's, how does it
that's
get
how
any
it,
better?
That's
But
how it always
yeah,
is.
People
were
said that
re-
when CDs came out.
Yeah,
We're at the
and
p-
probably when tapes came out.
Yeah, for sure. We're also at the point where it's like, okay, what song am I listening to? And like, there's like an app for that, and you can listen to it, and it adds it to your playlist, and you're like, cool, I'll listen to it later, the full
Yeah.
thing later.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like that's magic.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
My parents
I still
think it's
don't know how
witchcraft.
that works.
My phone
Yeah.
does that without me even going into an app. That's how this phone works now. It just like listens to music anytime music comes on and just goes, hey, that's what the song
Because
is.
it's
Yeah.
always listening
I
to
know,
you.
and I'm okay with it.
There's a comedian. I think it's Pete Holmes.
I
think.
love Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes is great.
He
He's-
played Batman in the College Humor.
Yes, he
thing.
did. Yes, he did. He had a late night talk show.
Man, the
and it was
studio is
all
packed.
Amazing. So many people here.
He
Oh
had
my
like
goodness.
an audience.
There was a.
Kyle, this is what happens when the show is during the day.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
from 10 to
wait. This
midnight.
is,
At night
people are
it's-
actually here when we don't.
It's just
record
you in the
from 10
dark,
until
lights
midnight.
off. Yeah. There was a bit where I forget. I honestly forget what he was
Hey, the
talking
mics
about.
are on in there.
The mics are on in there.
wow.
You need that mic on to have this one on.
Hey, you're on.
Hey,
you're
you
on.
wanna
You're on
talk?
between the songs. You want to say something?
Am I on right now?
You are on
Boy,
right
you want to
right
turn
now.
that down a little bit.
Oh dear.
It's not your fault.
That's my fault. Don't worry about that.
Welcome. This is Max and I's podcast between the songs. We're
Yeah,
talking
hello.
about changing mediums of music. What do you? Can anything come after streaming? Is streaming the ultimate way consumption?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So what P. Holmes? Sorry to go
Oh,
back
right,
to
no,
this,
yeah.
but
Back here.
what he was
Wait, sorry,
talking
were you
about.
talking?
I was talking.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead, go on.
2 seconds.
By the way,
real
this is
quick.
91.7 The Edge. WSCW.
Yeah. What he brought up is it didn't have to do with music, but it was like, who was that one guy in that one movie? And like there was a point where you did not know. There wasn't a computer in
so
your pocket.
true.
You had to wait, and you had to wait for a really long time, and then you walk up to a person with a graphic T-shirt of that movie, and you run up to them, and you're like, who was that person in that movie? And then they say like, that was Bill Murray, and you're like, Bill Murray, yes, thank you. And there was this like euphoria of like good feelings of like, finally I know what that is now, instead of what's that? And then you look it up, you pull up your phone, and you're like, okay, makes sense, put it away.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
And you
there's
can read
no
all the trivia. You can read
yes, there's so much
see
trivia.
pictures. It's great.
Yeah, and I think that's where music has been going in a long time, and I don't think you can get better than streaming, honestly.
Okay, I thought of another. I know this was.
I know
gonna
the
wrap
quality's
it up,
different
but I
for,
actually
like,
thought of a
records and
really
stuff
good
like that.
question. How do you think this changing consumption of music has changed making music?
Ooh.
Well,
SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud. We talked about that on our show.
yeah, I mean, Chance the
Anyone
Rapper,
can make music.
Anyone.
You just download FL Studios on your computer. You can pirate it.
You can
don't
don't
but you
do
can.
that. Don't do that.
Do that.
But I mean, you've got all the synths in there. You can do samples. Just buy an easy, basic. You can even record into your laptop microphone, and you can just make music.
Yeah.
And share it instantly to everyone in the world.
Yeah, and that's with with YouTube, with all the streaming and everything like that. People
Shout
can
out
make
to our podcast.
shout out one time. So I mean, people can make music with just editing. Like they
Yeah.
can smack the table, and that's the bass drum, or they can just hum really quick, and that's the bass line.
Is it
And
Reggie Watts, right?
Reggie
Doesn't he
Watts
do
is
tons
so
of crazy stuff
good
like that?
with his voice, and he just puts little effects on it. He just loops everything. Amazing.
Well, so there's all these albums that are coming out, and then you see like remix albums coming out months afterwards. A good example of this, like recently, for me, actually, was Humphreys McGee put out an album in January, and it was like the 18th or something like that. They just released another album yesterday,
He
last
put air
night,
quotes on that one.
and it was remixes.
Sort of an album.
And it was remixes of their new songs done by just whoever. They heard them online and they were like, hey, we're going to feature you on an album of remixes from our new stuff. So it's so cool how people can just like do something like that, go on SoundCloud, and then become popular from it and be on an actual album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a big effect that it's had. I don't know if it's affected songwriting per se, but the line between mainstream and underground has totally blurred with the internet age. Because it used to be, there's a great band in Seattle in the 90s. Cool. You had to go to a Seattle record store where they had the CDs of that band to hear about them,
Yeah.
or they had to somehow magically be shipped over to Milwaukee or wherever you are. Now it's just the internet.
Yep.
Yeah. The internet makes things way easier.
And it's cool because now you can listen to stuff from anywhere. But in some ways, I think you could say that it's sad because it's kind of destroying the boundaries of those like underground communities. I don't know. It's a give and take.
there's still a little bit of it there. Me and Sean went down to Nashville, Tennessee over spring break.
yes, we did.
And
That looks like a fun
honestly, it was such a cool experience to go into those bars and listen to the bands playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just racks my mind now because I'm like, what was the name of the band we were seeing?
Yeah,
Just-
for sure.
The band that what did they lead into? That like My Neck, My Back, but and also what was the other? They fused
They
two
went to
Wagon
Fresh
Wheel.
Prince of Bel-Air and Wagon Wheel and just
Like went
They literally,
seamlessly,
yeah,
right?
they just
played Up
the
seem-
weirdest,
and just-
the weirdest transitions
and then they're like,
between songs.
they're like, all right, this is for this woman's birthday. I don't know if you like Metallica or not, but we're playing Metallica. And I'm like, what? You guys have been playing like Florida Georgia Line for the past hour. Like, that's fine. That was really cool. But one thing I want to say is there's these bands that I find, and I it's not like my own thing anymore. It's like, it's not like, because like you share everything now, especially with the streaming services. If you follow your friends on there, they're gonna see what's he listening to. Like that's my thing, and then I like, especially with like shows nowadays. It's like, have you guys seen this? Have you guys seen this? And people are like, I've heard so much about this already. Not like there's been few times in the past, I don't know, year or so where I'm like, people come up to me and they say, have you heard this person? And I haven't said, no, I haven't heard of them at all, because there's always something, you know. At least that's been my
But
experience.
then, on top of that, you could argue that because you only say, I've heard of this, it's a whole lot of people saying, I've heard of it, but they don't actually know it because they're just content with saying, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
So there's a level of, you got to break through that sort of clutter that's going on there to then be able to get to, yes, I've heard of it and I love it.
Absolutely.
Because you actually have to listen to it then.
not music-wise, but I can't even imagine what it would have been like to miss like episode 1 of that 70s show and then just have to be like, great, when do I get to see it again?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Reruns.
Well,
Yeah.
now reruns. Yeah. But
Anyway, I think that was a good discussion.
that was a great discussion.
So this has been Between the Songs / now that's what I call now. I'm Kyle. Max is on the other mic.
I don't know
We
who
were
Mike is, but I'm Max.
nice enough to be invited over by the
course.
Spinnin It crew doing this 24-hour live OnAirathon thing. You want to introduce yourselves again, just so the people know who you are?
My name's John.
He's the host. I'm Sean. I'm a co-host. Jake.
Hi. I've kind of been in here, but just listening off mic for a while.
Hey, it's
But-
all good.
I don't know
Hey,
who Mike
I'm
is.
here.
And you know what? Wait for it. Right now marks 12 hours.
Or right now if you're looking at the computer.
Halfway done.
It's also the top of the hour, which means this is 91.7 The Edge, WSUW Whitewater. Thank you,
Whitewater.
FCC. If people want to listen to your show, how can they listen to it?
We're on 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. every Friday here until the end of the semester.
Nice.
And John's going to continue it because he's going to be here for grad school. And it's going to be a great time.
What do we got? Oh, you can finish.
Oh, I was just going to say
I'm-
classic rock till 5 o'clock.
Oh,
It's usually
that's
classic
like a nice
rock.
little jingle.
Yeah.
Classic rock to 5
That's this
o'clock.
guy. That's all this guy.
Wow, someone should
Wow.
give this guy a position at the radio station.
You know what? For sure.
They should
he
probably
deserves
do that.
it.
What do we have coming up next, music wise?
John, we John's dad brought in Soundgarden
Fresh hot vinyl,
Fresh hot
or
vinyl.
whatever it is.
for record store day, and we
Plastic.
got to play it. We have to.
We gotta.
So
We gotta.
this is side 3.
It's
and
real pretty looking. It looks like someone cut
looks
like a
beautiful.
slab of marble.
It looks
Green.
So
marble. Green
beautiful.
turquoise.
turquoise. Sure.
It's pretty.
What songs do you have the thing? What songs are we gonna hear? Only the greatest.
Only
Let
the
me see.
greatest.
We got Spoon Man. Oh boy. The Day I Tried to Live, Black Hole Sun, Fell on Black Days. Those are like their best songs.
I love it.
Let's get into it. Why
Let's do
not?
it.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank
I wish you guys good luck on
Yeah.
the next 12 hours.
Well, thanks for having me on the podcast. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
No, thank you for having us on.
Yeah,
the,
thank
on the
you for-
24-hour show.
Cool. We're just a bunch of
Arathon.
thankful people.
We're collaborating.
That's what it is. Collab. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll see you later.
Well,
Good
we'll
luck.
see on
Well, we
Tuesday.
will. Yeah,
They'll-
we'll see you
they'll see you
Tuesday.
later.
Oh yeah, tune in to us Tuesdays
Actually,
10s to midnight.
none of us will see anybody because it's radio.
All right.
That's a good way to end it. I enjoyed the Soundgarden